Welcome back. We are starting our charcoal module, so this bonus lesson is going to get you in the groove, give you some skills that you're going to need once we start our lessons. It is using chalk pastels. We're going to create an organic rock type look. We're going to use our fingers. We're going to learn what it takes to keep that chalk or charcoal in line on your paper. And if you come with me, we're going to start right now. So the bonus lesson is going to get us all prepared for the charcoal module that's coming up. I thought it would be really a smart idea to use just chalk pastels. They're really very, very, very chalky, and you can get a large assortment of colors very inexpensively. If you've noticed, some of them are missing because I've chosen the colors that I'd like to do today. And I thought, let's just do like a rock, a natural, easy, something that you can pull up in your own brain. You can look online for photos, but sometimes it's good just to go with your instincts. My suggestion is to start with your lighter colors first. I have my erasers because a lot of this is erasing as well as with the charcoals. I've taped this down. This is watercolor paper. It's got a nice tooth to it, which is the sort of textured grain of it. And I'm just going to start thinking of a rock formation that we've looking at very closely. And there's not a lot of light that goes into this because light is not being brought in between these rocks because it's such a close-up view. You can see I'm getting the formation of these rocks light first, and I'll show you why. When you start to move these around, it's very powdery. You can actually hear gentle. You don't want to push them because you're just going to make them come off. And with this, I'm going to actually start guiding the veins or the portions of the rock that are the result of them being formed by nature. I think I'll put a little bit down here. When you do the light first, you can always go over it. So these are going to go this way. Next, I think I'll go in with this. It's a regular brown, but I can do the definitions here. Remember, most of them are flat, almost geometric. Let's see how we can do this. It's a gentle touch. Get your directions on where these rocks are going. And realistically, I think I want to fill this with the formations. There we go. No light is coming in here, so we don't have to worry. We'll have shadows, but we won't have the light blazing in because it's deep and dark. Freer you move with your hands, the more natural it will get and the less. All right, let's see, this one needs to come here, so I'm going to go with the orange. It's actually a rusty orange. I want this as natural looking as possible. The first one I did, I believe I overworked it a little bit. I'm trying not to do that this time. Artistic process is a learning process. And it can go off the edges because I've taped this. When I take the tape off, you'll have a nice clean edge. Now I'm starting to just grab my colors. This is what'll happen to you. You'll start doing it and all of a sudden you'll see where these need to go. Back to my brown, working my way towards myself so that I don't end up with it all over my hand. So I've created an underpiece of this particular one. I'm going to use a little gray. Go off the edge. Let's see, so we need some of this here too. I will sit here and just move. We're going to go through with a dark gray at the end in order to get these. I'm trying to think of the word. The word that comes to mind is wrinkle, and it's not a wrinkle. It's actually just the crevices of the rock. I'll go with that. I'm going to leave these here now. I'm going to throw some green in here. As we get deeper into it, oh, I like that. As we get deeper into the rock formation, you're going to see that other colors will show. I think I want to go this way with this. The facets or the faces, the sides, the planes of these are flat. So, all right, back with my brown. So that's what we're trying to achieve. Almost to where I need to have this go here. When you're doing chalk pastels or something natural like this, your eyes are going to go all over the place and you're going to see spots where you need to put color. All right, halfway done. These I'll make nice and big. Putting more than one color on top of each other when you're doing it will make it a little easier too. Once you're confident working with these materials, you can just get a little more, I don't want to say wild, but a little bolder, a little stronger. I want to have this being a top of the rock. Everything's going to look great, and then we're going to throw in the details. And I had these other colors. I'm not sure. Let me put a little blue up here and see. Blue and orange are complementary colors, so it will wake up the oranges, and it kind of turns green. Miss Linda is getting ahead of herself. Actually, I'm going to break it. I find working with a smaller piece, and this is what I was talking about. Don't go like this, because it'll make it a mess. Just tap it off, and it will be your friend. Otherwise, it will just wipe everything off. I'm thinking maybe I like the blue better than the green. What do you think? Blue, green, browns, reds. I believe I've lost my brown. There it is. I lifted it up. My fault. All right. And again, chalk pastels are not like oil pastels. They can be moved around. You're doing the same thing. You're blending, you're scrumbling, you're side stroking. I think the only thing we won't be doing is the hatching on this. All right, let's get some character in here. If you rub too hard, and I'm getting very close to it right there, you will lose the character of it. It will just get dull, and we don't want dull. I'm going to go orange. Let's see, this one. You're almost doing like forms, like cubes with this. So, yes, I've overworked this right here, but watch. That's why we have our erasers. And you're going to blow it, so do this somewhere where it doesn't matter where it flies. More orange. More yellow. And I think at this point I'm going to wipe my fingers off, have a little damp towel, and then dry them so that you, let's get the blue, so that you don't end up just having brown, muddy fingers. It will affect your artwork. I'll put yellow over it. We know that yellow and blue make green. So I've got this stronger color on the top. So these are going sideways. This should probably come out this way. The blue is giving it direction. That's my new thing. I think I want to flatten these out up here too. Now that we've got this, I want this light orange and pull these. I'm pulling them right off because once we get this square edge, it makes it look like a complete piece of artwork. So this is the only area that I'm thinking I need to put some of this rust color in. Connect them so that it all looks like the same formation. All right, a little bit more, and then I'm going to go in with my dark. First, I'm going to remove some of this. You can use this eraser or a gum eraser to remove some of it because I overworked it. It's something that you can do with your charcoals too. I put that gray in there and I'm not fond of it, but that's all right. So we're so close. Remember, if you're blowing this in the house, make sure you're working on something and not blowing it all over. All right, this is using this as a blending tool actually as well. Let's see what we can do with our dark. Very, very lightly. Once you stick this on, this is where you can get those veins in there. The other one, I overworked the black as well. I want it to be a little more natural. I will show you both of them, and you will see. You're working and making the flat part of the rocks right now. Not too much. We could do this over and over again and still find something that we would change. And that is the whole purpose of your practice, practice, practice. That's very dark. Now this is too straight for me, so I'm going to try to take this and make it more of an angle. Well, let's break another one. I'm going to break it over here so I don't get it all over my paper. See, I learned something too. Now remember, this is just in a rock formation. All right, this I think needs to go that way too. Doesn't take much. And I don't want to keep direct lines because like the strong, I want to blend them out. And this is just a very fainted. Maybe do one in there. Give it some dimension. This is one area that I'm not fond of, but that's all right. We're learning together. A little bit down here, and then I will pull this off, and hopefully you can get your chalk out and practice. Oh, I can see where I need it. This is very flat rocks. Should I stop? Probably. I want just a little veining down here too. I could sit here and work on this for a very long time, because I will always see something that I would change or improve. Or I could just get another piece of paper and start. There we go. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to wipe my fingers off. I'm going to pull the tape off. Get these out of the way. Dry my fingers off, and let's see what we have. I will show you my other one to show you that every time you do it, you will learn something. Keep what you like in your mind and remember what didn't work for you. You want to keep the good, happy stuff in your mind that you're pleased with. This is why you tape things off. What happens is you take this and it turns into a piece of artwork. This was what we did together today, and I'd like to show you what I did as an experiment. To me, this was blended a little too much, but then again, it could have been a misty day, you never know. So, natural, flat, planes, rocks, colors. Practice, play, and totally enjoy yourself. I love doing this with you, and I hope that you love doing it with me.